I'm Rebecca Brand, and today we're going to make a ham and split pea soup. This is a great soup for a cold day, and it's cold outside in Santa Barbara where I live. Let me show you how we make this soup. The ingredients for this soup are split peas. I buy them dry in the packages. They're very inexpensive. I have a leftover ham bone with a little bit of ham on it that's going to be perfect and give my soup so much flavor. You'll need some bay leaves. I'm using 2 onions, some celery, some carrots, and salt and pepper, and that's it. So take your ham and stick it in a big pot, the biggest pot you have in the house, and we're going to put water over him. So I'm going to cover that whole ham with water, and since this is my biggest pot in the house, wow, we're going to have a whole lot of split pea soup. Oh, I've got about 2 or 3 inches to the top of my pot. That's great. We're going to start boiling this right away. So turn on your pot to high and stick in your bay leaves. 2 large ones, or I have pretty small ones today, so I've got 4. Now while this is coming to a boil, I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients ready. I'm using these generic peas today. They're so economical and they're so delicious. This is a pound, and put it in a colander in your sink. It says on the back of these packages to sort them. Like what? What are they talking about? Sorting peas. What that really is washing them, and you gotta look for pebbles. These come from fields, and sometimes there's dirt and pebbles and leaves and sticks in them. We're washing all the field dust off, and we're looking for little imperfections of pebbles and leaves. Now we're gonna put those peas in to simmer with our ham. That water has not come up to a boil, and that's fine. But when it does, I'm going to turn it down to medium-low. These need to cook for 2 hours. Give that a quick stir just to evenly distribute those peas with your ham. It is such a cold day outside. I'm going to cut my vegetables now, and they get added about the last 30 to 45 minutes of the cooking time of my soup. So I've already peeled the carrots, and now I like to have little tiny pieces of the vegetables to kind of mimic the size of the pea. So I cut it lengthwise and then crisscross the other way. I love cooking soups when it's gloomy outside, and I kind of piddle-paddle around the house and get some paperwork done or some cleaning done, and then I smell the soup the whole entire time. Now there's 6 carrots for this soup. I'm going to try to match this quantity with my celery and my onions. Now my trick for celery is I just wash it, and I start at the very top and I cut it in small pieces, just in one big hunk. It goes so fast that way. And I love the taste of the leaves. They're so delicate, it's almost like a parsley going in there. Now let's take a look and see if my quantities match. Okay, there's 50-50. That's probably 2 cups of celery and 2 cups of carrots. Let's go for my 2 onions now. When I dice onions, I'm very careful. You have to be really slow on this part because you don't want to cut yourself. Put your little hand like that. That's the proper way to do it. And then crisscross applesauce the other side. Then when I get to the end, I do this technique. A rough chop is just fine. And that's 2 onions. I'm going to set this aside for about 1.5 hours before I add it to my big pot of split pea soup. So you're going to get this foam on top of your pot of soup, and that's just fine. I'm going to give it another quick stir and pick up the peas from the bottom and just show you this. Doesn't that look great? This thing hasn't come up to a boil yet, and it's been, let me tell you, 25 minutes on that stove. But I'm just going to stir it around and take a look. Now there's that boil. So I'm going to turn this down to a simmer for 2 hours. The broth has been cooking for 2 hours now. I'm going to add my vegetables. So there goes my onions, my celery, and my carrots. So I'm going to stir this up a little bit. Now all of this is my standard stock recipe. The 2 bay leaves, the 2 cups of carrots, 2 cups of celery, 2 cups of onions. That's what I use for my chicken soups, my beef stocks, everything. That is as basic comes. And you'll see me do a lot of that in my recipes. We're going to let this cook about 30 to 45 minutes until the vegetables get soft. Now it's time to go fishing. We gotta fish that ham bone out. And I'm also gonna grab any old pieces of fat, anything that somebody might object to in our pea soup today. We're gonna let those vegetables continue to cook while I chop up the little pieces of ham. So they're all bite-sized, just like all those vegetables and those little peas. So now you just pick out the meat so that you have little pieces of ham in your soup. And you shred it. Look how tender that is. It's been cooking a couple of hours and it gets really soft and yummy. My kids are just so much happier when I get all that fat off and all the skin off. By doing this step, we're gonna clean up the soup and there's nothing objectionable to what they get in their bowl, and that's a good thing. Done. Meow Meow, would you like some ham today? Here you go, Meow Meow. I never know if Tygo is gonna eat it or not. Meow Meow. Meow Meow. Come here. She likes it. Hey, Mikey. You can find homemade cat food on my channel too. More? Done. Exit to the left. Those vegetables have been cooking now for about 45 minutes. They're really soft and beautiful. So I need to check it for salt and pepper. That ham comes already salted and spiced. So this is very important not to add any salt or spice until after you check it. It needs some more salt, but not much. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon at a time and check. I'm adding a little bit of ground pepper. I don't like it too spicy, just a little bit for me. And my secret for not burning my mouth is to hold it far away so it cools on its way down to my spoon. A little blow. That's better with that 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna stop there. It's time to eat. Wow. Oh, yum. That looks delicious. And I love these little crackers in my soup. Oh, yum. Okay, time for the bite. It is the basic ham and split pea soup. It's delicious. So subscribe to my channel, and the next cold day at your house, make ham and split pea soup. Bon appetit.